So I'm going to build a feeder today. Thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride, and yeah, just show you guys what I do. Last one I did, I built out of steel, but don't have a welder with me anymore, so I'm just going to make this one out of wood, and then use star pickets for the struts. So I've got this 44-gallon drum here. This is actually the bottom. Top's the bottom, got a full screw lid, and the mechanism will go on there. And I'm just going to make up basically like a bracket for that out of wood. That extends up so I can screw the star pickets on. So I'll keep you with me as I go. All right, so I've just finished one. It is definitely not the prettiest one in the world, but it'll do the job. I'm just trying to get these done pretty quickly because I've got some pretty cool people coming to hunt with me in February, and I want to get these up and running, try and make a nice controlled shot for the new bow hunter. So here it is. It's literally, I made up these two H bars first. I put those under, and then I just joined it up. If I'd been smarter, I don't know, I probably would have made these slightly further apart, so I didn't need this triangle bit. But I'm actually going to use that triangle bit because I'm going to build a ladder off these once they're in place, to make filling them up pretty easy. I've used a very similar design before, but as I said, made it out of steel. And that lasted so long and did really well. Well, it's actually still out there technically. And the nice thing about these 44-gallon drums is that they hold a lot of feed, so you don't have to fill them up very often. Well, that obviously depends on how often you set them, but I was setting them for like 4 seconds every day, and I wouldn't have to fill them up for months and months and months. So the only other thing I'd like to do is drill a couple viewing holes, and I just need a bit of clear plastic for that, because you drill a hole out, or even quite a small hole, put a bit of clear plastic on it so then you can see how full it is. And then I'm done. Just got to, I put the feeder on the bottom as well. So yeah, stay with me. These are the feeders I've used so far, and here's the actual unit. I've had a lot of success with these. They've lasted me a really long time. I'm sure there's better ones out there and more expensive ones, but I've had these in the field for like over 3 years, and at the moment I think I paid like 50 or 60 bucks from Amazon, so they're really cheap. So literally all you gotta do is just drill a hole saw as like below, just the right size. I'll put that right there, and then you just bolt it on. So what I'll do is I'll drill that hole here, but I won't bolt these on until I get in the field, because I'll just Tex screw them in. They come with all these bolts and stuff, but yeah, pass. It's just too much effort, and so far me just Tex screwing them in's worked really well. So that's what I'll do. And yeah. All right, I just finished up one. I put it together, and then I realized there was going to be a slight issue because of the height of the barrel. So if you have a look, what I've done is I've just taken it 100mm PVC, which I just had lying around, and I've just cut out the edges so that the wooden supports that I already had will hold it in place, so it's not going to move. And there's a screw there, and then I've got the hole there, so it'll just mean that then just slides on. I'll screw that to the wood, and happy days. All right, welcome back. So I've just finished building feeder number one. I've got one more feeder to do, but I haven't quite finished it, but I thought I'd give you a run through of everything. So here it is. It's very simple, very shitty workmanship by me. But I just wanted to get this out as quickly as possible, but it'll, this is really strong. I've jumped on top of it already, and it's not moved, so it's not going to go anywhere. So what I've done is I've got 4 star pickets here, and that, which I've then just screwed into the wood there and there, which will keep it nice and sturdy. All the pressure from the thing is actually sitting on the actual star picket, so the screws are literally just to stop it moving out of place. Now I've got, as you can see, here's the feeder. Here's that PVC pipe I was talking about that just acts as a bit of a in-between funnel, so it doesn't spill everywhere, and then it lands on this. And yeah, I don't know what more to say. It's pretty simple, as you can see. Up to the top. Now I've only got 1 bag of oats in here at the moment. I'd normally use corn, and And I think these fit about 2.5 bags, which is about 100 kilos or so. So yeah, it's just to keep that in mind, and then that'll last you ages. So there you go. That's all the dressed oats in there. That's just because that's all the stock feed had. They didn't have any maize, as they call it, or corn. But that's all right. This spot I spread some out a little while ago, as well as I've got a salt lick here, just to start getting the deer used to this spot having food. So you can see that's some old corn, and then salt lick, trail cam. I've already actually gotten some stuff on the trail cam. There's 2 deer currently coming through, which is pretty exciting. Now I'll just do a test run to make sure it all spins all right. Sweet, so as you can see, it did spread quite far. I'm about 2 meters away from the feeder. And yeah, ideally you'd want a little bit more, and that you'd get that if you had longer star pickets. I can only get the 2.4 meter star pickets where the hardware store I went to. If you got the 3 meter ones, then you can have, you know, a meter in the ground or a meter and a bit in the ground, and then you can have, you know, 2 meters out of the ground, which would be better. But I'm still pretty happy. It'll do the job. I was just literally trying to smash this out before I've got some guests coming to hunt with me. So I wanted to set this up so that they had the chance at like a more controlled shot. And yeah, so that's how you do it. I like to set my feeder usually an hour after sunrise or a couple hours before sunset, because my theory is that, and I like to do that based on winter times, not summer times, because I want it going off the same time every day, which means I'd have to come in less often, and that allows me to get time to get from my car if I was to rock up or camping, to get to the spot and be ready to go, and then be hidden for like an hour before it's going to go off, because eventually they're going to get in tune to that time. And what I'll actually do is, if I get to the point where I've got for example, fallow does pushing out, getting here and eating all the corn before any bucks come in, I'll then set it to go off at a time, and then I'll set it for maybe 30 seconds later to go off for another second or two, and hopefully that'll then make sure there's enough feed that bucks can come in and get into it. So yeah, that's how I do my little feeders. They're super quick, they work really well. I think the whole thing, the star pickets are about 15 bucks each, so that's 60 bucks, which is kind of expensive. I'm sure you can get them cheaper. The barrel was 30 bucks, so that's 90 bucks. The actual feeder itself was only 50 bucks off Amazon is where I got mine. 140 bucks, and then, you know, 25 bucks and things. So it's about 160 bucks for that whole feeder. And that'll last me years and years and years. And yeah, then it's just adding corn and oats and stuff and getting them coming in. So hope that helps some of you guys. Hope you you enjoy that, and hopefully, yeah, shows you kind of what I do. As always, if you want to support us, make sure you go check out the merch on the AussieOutdoorsman.com. And we'll see you on the next one, guys.